Welcome to the Uncle Bobby Christmas special, guys. Hope you're having a good Christmas. Yeah, so I wanted to get a new deck out for you this Friday, and definitely wanted to go with a Christmas commander, and I wanted to go with the red-green one. And as I was looking for different commanders, I just came across Uncle Bobby over here, and I was like, man, that seems like a lot of fun. He likes to throw presents, and they just happen to be in the form of 3 points of damage. So yeah, here we are. We got a little Christmas special for you. Yeah, but so. Let's start off with Uncle Bobby. So he has Trample. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. Put all land cards revealed this way into your hand, the rest into your graveyard. Then, for an activated ability, discard a land card from your hand. Uncle Bobby deals 3 damage to target creature or players. So yeah, he's going to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. He's going to drink that eggnog and get a little rowdy. Now, the way the deck is set up is it's just a straightforward ramp deck. We're running 47 lands in here to take advantage of the ability to throw those lands in there. And at the same time, we're running a ton of ramp. We have Cultivate, we have Harrow, pretty much anything you can think of. We have Rampant Growth. Those are the spells. As far as the creatures go, as far as allowing us to ramp, we have running stuff like Secure a Tribe Scout, which allows us to put a land onto the battlefield, Birds of Paradise. Keeping up with that, put a land onto the battlefield, we have Walking Atlas, and there's a few other ones that allow us to put a land, like a Bajuka Gardener allows us to put a land onto the battlefield. Basically, what we're trying to do is get into a spot to where turn 5, turn 6, we've got 8, 9, 10 lands in play. We can get down to quick Uncle Bobby. Maybe we have Fervor, or we have Fires of Yavimaya out there, so that way we can give Uncle Bobby haste. We can swing in, get that trample damage, and then get that trigger and get those lands into our hands. So that's the early game plan, just ramping really hard, trying to get a bunch of lands onto the battlefield. Then, once we get Uncle Bobby, getting him ready to wish Merry Christmas to everybody, we have a few different ways to take advantage of that Merry Christmas. One of the things that you can do is you can kind of draw through your deck. It's a little combo-ish, but if you draw into it and you have it, it'll definitely close the game out for you. So we have a card called Abundance. So if you would draw a card, you may instead choose land or non-land card and reveal until you flip it. So if you have Snake Umbra, which says enchant creature, well, it also has Totem Armor, which is nice for Uncle Bobby. But it says whenever this creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. So same thing with Keen Sense. It says whenever enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. So what's going to happen is if you have Abundance on the battlefield, one of these enchantments on Uncle Bobby, once you chunk a land, deal damage to that person, you're going to allow you. Basically, you can draw out and draw your lands out and deal enough damage. We're running 47 lands in here, so by the time you're getting ready to get this enchantment down and Uncle Bobby down, you're usually going to have around 30, at least 30 lands in your deck, which is 90 points of damage, so you can close it out right there. But yeah, this little kind of setup right here allows you to draw through your deck and close it out. Now, as far as value stuff with Uncle Bobby, let's say we can't get him down, we're having trouble getting the lands going. We just have some like value creatures right here, Omnath, Locust of Rage, returning all of our land drops into 5/5 elementals. Then if they blow them up or wipe the board, then that's going to deal 3 damage to our opponent. So, and they're also running Avengers Zendikar. This is just running a lands heavy deck, so you can get down a quick Avengers Zendikar, then fire off a Cultivate and turn all those plant tokens into a nice little army over there. Now, ways to wish our opponent extra Merry Christmas. So we have Overblaze. So each time you target Uncle Bobby, each time target permanent would deal damage to a creature or player, it deals double that damage. So we get down Uncle Bobby. Let's say we've got 6 cards in our hand that would normally be 3 points of damage per land. We cast Overblaze on Uncle Bobby and then start chunking those lands, and they start counting as 6 points of total damage against our opponent. And keeping that, we have Dictator of the Twin Gods. We can flash it in at the end of our turn, get down on Uncle Bobby and start swinging in, dealing that 6 damage. It would deal double. And same thing with the Gratuitous Violence. It's just amplifying that 3 damage into 6, which should be enough to close it out. Now, once we're chunking lands, we're going to have a lot of lands going into the graveyard. There's a little bit of a, kind of like a graveyard theme to it. So we've got Life from the Loam, awesome card. If it's in your opening hand and you have at least 3 lands, it's almost a snap keep because you can get it. You can just cast it into an empty graveyard and then start dredging and get those lands back into your hand. We're also running Tilling Treefolk, so whenever it enters the battlefield, you may return up to 2 target lands from your graveyard to your hand. This is really good. We're running some fetch lands in here, and we have a few Evolving Wilds and a couple of Terramorphic Expanse. So once we crack those, we can get down to Tilling Treefolk or bring them back to our hand. Or if we need to get into spots where we already have Uncle Bobby down, we can grab 2 more lands out of there, count towards that damage. Running Groundskeeper in here. So for a colorless and a green, return target basic from your graveyard to your hand. Let's say we sacrifice a land off Harrow, we can bring back with the Groundkeeper. We also have Creeping Renaissance. So choose a permanent type, return all cards of the chosen type from your graveyard to your hand. So let's say you've kind of a longer game and you finally top deck this card, you've got a nice graveyard action from Life in the Loam. You can cast Creeping Renaissance to bring all those lands back to your hand and start chunking them at your opponent and kind of close it out right there. We're also running Praetor's Council, so return all cards from your graveyard to your hand, exile Council. You have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. Once again, if we've been dredging a lot from Life in the Loam, where we just happen to have a lot of cards in the graveyard where we chunked from Uncle Bobby, this is a really good top deck. And at 8 mana, it's not that far-fetched because we're looking at getting down Uncle Bobby usually around turn 5, turn 6 anyway. So if we chunk those lands, it'll kind of just get them back to your hand and refuel from there. But yeah, other than that, that's it. The main part of the deck is getting all of our ramp lands into our hand, get them on the battlefield, get that up and running, and then using the creatures to make land drops. And then we just have a few different ways to take advantage of the Uncle Bobby Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas triggers. But yeah, it's been a fun deck. Definitely, you know, I'm probably going to get this into the rotation because I enjoy playing it, so I'll probably have to make a new overlay, or I might just keep with the Christmas overlay. I don't know, seems kind of special to leave it like that. But yeah, guys, I hope you have a Merry Christmas, safe travels, and if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.